Hi, welcome to my miniature studio, and today I'm going to talk about roof tiling because I've done quite a bit of roof tiling over the years and I've tried different mediums, and you can see which are more successful than others. And this is the Tudor house, and I finally finished the tiling on the roof, which won't be seen very often because it's 4 foot high, and once it's sitting on its stand many people won't even see the roof. So I have done this in strips of card, cut to a shape, and then I've glued them on. So that's a strip of card. I cut it out on the Cricut machine. I glued it in strips. I've sealed it with a texturizing paint, and then I've just highlighted a few things with acrylic paint. So I'm really happy with the way it's looking. And then there are other ways I've done card tiling, and there's this little other Tudor little house over here. I've done it smaller, and I did it in thinner strips, and that's worked quite well. And I've given it a bit of highlighted paint. I've cut those in orange, and then I knocked back the orange with paint. And then we've got to come over to the side. I'll just try and turn this around a little bit. I'll get Roger to shift. I did the side tiling the same way. And then we'll just pause and come over to another house. So I've got 3 to show you here, all different. This was another little medieval castle I made, and these tiles are made from egg cartons, cut down egg cartons. And I had to really manipulate those to make them look all rough and ready. And this one up here is card, a lighter card. And this is 24 scale, so it was smaller. And I've highlighted it with a bit of paint, and I've also put a bit of moss on the roof. And the little guy over here, this is a really small cottage. I used paper clay. Now, 2 things happened with this paper clay. I glued it on as I was doing it because I wanted to shape it, and it shrunk, which meant I had a lot of painting to do, and then it's very brittle because it got damaged when I put it in an exhibition. And so there's lots of little white bits on it, which is where the paper clay has shrunk. So that wasn't terribly successful, and I probably won't do that again. And then over here I've got what you mustn't do. This was a very thin wood cut in tiles, and it was one that I bought in a bag, and I glued it with PVA glue, and this has not held it in place, and there's been lots of temperature changes with this little cottage because it's quite old, and you can see it hasn't aged at all. And so I stopped using PVA glue for tiling. This was one of those shaped tiles that you buy. So that wasn't terribly good. However, I wasn't discouraged with that, because then the next one I used the same sort of tiles, but I used a contact glue. And this has kept them really firm, and they haven't lifted very much. There's a little bit of movement, but not very much. So they can be used quite successfully. So there you go. There's quite a few different samples of roof tiling that I've done over the years, and so I hope that you found this really helpful.